Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. Today we'll discuss on the first chapter of business process, which is Introduction to Business Process Reengineering, the concepts and principles. So at the end of this chapter, you should be able to define what is BPR, the Business Process Reengineering, what are the keywords in the definition itself, and then you will need to know the 9 dimensions of business reengineering, 7 warning signs of when reengineering is the answer. And then we'll look at the creating the business case by looking at the necessity for change and the alternative to change. And then the last subtopic for this first chapter is the 5 critical success factors for business reengineering projects. We have come to an end of this first chapter, business process reengineering concepts. Know where you are. Right, as we have learned earlier, about BPR, it is about processes. Reengineering is about processes, not the core competencies. Companies may have good products, but they may have poor efficiencies. They may be good at design, but poor at the execution level. So if the process does not add value to the organization, so we need to re-engineer it. Alright, so to be successful requires a strategy that incorporates these critical factors, these 5 critical factors, which are a business focus, a methodology and project approach, time, partnership participation, and visible active leadership. So let us take a look at the first critical success factor, which is a business focus. So the business for reengineering itself, they need to focus on all 9 dimensions that we have learned earlier within that 3 layers. If you still remember, we have the physical technical layer, we have infrastructure layer, and we have value dimension layer. So for the first layer, we have the physical or technical layer, which consists of process structure, technology structure, and organization structure. And for that infrastructure layer, we have reward structure, measurement systems, and management methods. And the last layer is value layer, which consists of organizational culture, political power, and individual beliefs system. So this for re-engineering, for the critical success factors of re-engineering, we need to have a business focus on all those 9 dimensions. Business reengineering is much more than the process redesign. It includes the integrating all those 3 process, technology, and organization at the physical or technical layer just now. Plus supporting the integration with the infrastructure and value layers. So we need to focus on these all 9 dimensions. Second, it's about the methodology and project approach. Alright, so any re-engineering effort requires discipline and structure. Alright, the methodology must be systematic and fact-focused. So this methodology, we have 8 methodology of re-engineering, which we'll learn later in a later chapter. We have actually 8 methodologies, starting from framing the project, creating vision, values, goals, up to the transition to a continuous improvement environment. Alright, so usually for this methodology, it is much more than merely shifting organization structure or changing a few job positions. Alright, so it requires the people to team up for the long-term benefit and health of the total organization. Alright, and then we have the project approach. Alright, that we'll learn later in a later chapter 2. A few approach. Alright, Okay, we'll take a look at it later. We have how to do the project, the re-engineering. Okay, so at this stage, it requires not only effort, okay, but also the discipline and the structure. Yeah, the discipline of the employees, of the team members to re-engineer, okay, the structure of the organization. Okay, all right, and then yeah, for the project approach, okay, we need to uh, charge, all right, charge time and held an accountable and measurable results, all right, of that uh, um, approach. Okay, so people can charge their time and be held accountable for their measurable results. So you can choose out of how many approach that we have. Okay, choose the best approach that will lead to the success of the re-engineering. And the third critical success factor is it's about time. All right, business re-engineering takes time, because it is a radical change. All right, so it needs time. Yeah, the executives, the managers, they must be able to stick with the program. Sometimes the program will take let's say 2 to 3 years, 5 to 10 years, for example. It is a continuous improvement actually. All right, so design work only will take about uh, um, 2 months, for example, 6 weeks to 8 weeks. Okay, and then we have the implementing stage, the testing stage, supporting change. Will that maybe take about 2 to 2 years or more. Yeah, and then we need to reinforce the new behaviors and values, in which it is on the culture of the organization. Yeah, so this is ongoing. All right, so we need time. Even though the pace of the program seems to be slow or too fast, the executive, the managers, the business owner, they must be able to stick with the program. They are the one, the leaders are the one, are the most important here, in which they will be with this project till the end of the project. And then the fourth critical success factor is partnership participation. All right, partnership participation. So the management, the leaders, the organization, they need to find the best people for the project. All right, they need to find the best people for the project. Okay, it does not only include the experts, the professional. It includes the managers, the executives, okay, any other professionals inside or outside the organization, okay, or anyone who can contribute to the most effective solution of the problem. All right, so here, for this participative participation, okay, we need to create an effective partnership that requires flexible training teams. All right, so because of what, sometimes we need to look at the expertise of the people. We are not just taking one department to be responsible for that whole project. It might come from various departments, all right, or people outside the organization to uh, to 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 uh, to make the success of the project. Okay, and then these team members, will just need them from time to time. Okay, different team members, they are needed at different times for different tasks. So as the team, the members of the reengineering completes one phase of the project, some member, they will return to their normal jobs, at their own department, for example, and the rest, the remaining, will continue the re-engineering. Or maybe sometimes you will recruit the new employees to join the re-engineering based on the phase of the project, based on their expertise. Okay, and the last critical success factor for re-engineering is is visible active leadership. This is the most important, okay, of all the critical success factors. Why? Okay, why the active leadership, the visible leadership is very important. They will um, uh, they will control, they will bring this project as starting from the beginning to the end of the project. And without this visible, this active leadership, the project may turn to failures. All right, so the executives, the managers, the business owners, okay, they must demonstrate the long-term commitment, okay, to business re-engineering. Commitment in terms of what? In terms of their effort, time, in terms of the dollars and the money, in terms of the people, all right, in terms of the visibility of the executive. All right, so we need to be there, okay, we need to commit, we need to give full commitment, as a leader. We need to give full commitment to that re-engineering, so that it will bring to success to the organization. Okay, if leaders, they do not commit, how about the team members? All right, they will feel the same. All right, so as a leader, we have to be positive, we have to commit, we have to be dedicated with our work, and then we may empower the decision to the team members. All right, use positive reinforcement so it is much more effective. Okay, and maybe not only giving training to the team members on the technical part, okay, but the leaders themselves, they need to go for training. We need to send the leaders for training. Why? So that they know how to lead, okay, how to lead the project, how to manage the project. Okay, this is very critical. All right, okay, so okay, there are a lot of the tasks of the managers, of the executives, of the leaders, of the middle managers. They need to enable people to step back and evaluate how the work is performed. All right, they may resist the temptation to silence dissident voices. Okay, they need to simplify the problem solving. Okay, they may gain the ideas from the team members as well, but they are the one who make decision most of the time. Okay, they need to listen instead of dictate and demand. Okay, maybe you empower certain things to the team members. All right, you need to empower certain things to the team members. Some of the decision making will be made by the team members. Give them empowerment. Okay, remove barriers and obstacles to performance. So we need to identify what are the barriers, what are the obstacles to the performance of the project. And we need, as a leader, we need to know on how to reward, on how to encourage ideas to the team members, so they are motivated and they are committed to the project, and allow people to have fun at their work. This is very important. All right, so that's the 5 critical success factor. Because reengineering begins the process of transforming a dysfunctional organization into a learning, productive, quality, focused, and customer driven. So business reengineering, this is a must. It must be a customer driven. All right, quality is defined in terms of added value. All right, quality of the re-engineering is defined as the added value, cost sensitivity, responsiveness, functionality, all right, of the project. And business re-engineering must enable people to handle more change successfully. Okay, so we are talking about radical change. Okay, it will take time of the employees. All right, it is a huge changes in the organization. So these are the 5 critical success factors, okay, for business re-engineering projects that we need to look at, so that it will be a success to the organization. All right, because we don't want yes, there are failures, there are many failures of the re-engineering project, but we the goal of the re-engineering is for us to have the success at the end of it. All right, so we need to focus on this critical success factor. We don't want the poor planning. Okay, we don't want the inadequate communication. All right, lack of employee involvement. We don't want that. All right, we insufficient focus on the processes, because this is about the processes. Okay, so take a look at this. As a leader, we need to take a look at these 5 critical success factors for re-engineering project.